Okay, happy new year to you. And you know, if you've maybe even seen any of my stuff lately, you hear a lot about these New Year's resolutions, and to be honest, I don't buy into that. I mean, the fact is they don't work. That's a fact. You know, a resolution opposed from having a firm, concrete plan with a vision that inspires you, opposed to, hey, I'm going to lose 5 kilos. You know, it doesn't work. So, but really, this video, this YouTube, with our programs, it's all based around one thing. The idea is that every man would understand their message, their purpose, their mission, the dream that lives inside of them. So everything I do, it's all heading the same thing, because I know why I'm getting out of bed. And for a lot of men, you know, particularly if you don't know, you're going to feel like, oh man, Christmas is over or holiday is over, I'm going to have to go back to work. And the reason I think a lot of people go have these resolution kind of mindset is because they're looking to escape from their everyday life, and even what I want, because I think most men, they want to grow, they want to change, they're just not sure what to do. You know, I've said that many times. So listen to the end of this, okay? Because I'm going to give you an action, a task, something that you can practically do that will help you. And if it doesn't help, let me know. Have another go, you know, because this stuff is tried and tested. It works. So particularly, as I said, you know, if you're thinking, man, I'm going to have to go back to work soon, that's an indicator maybe the targets that you're looking to hit, they're the wrong targets. There may be somebody else's targets. So measuring stick. You know, as we go through this, as you go through this today, and maybe you want to listen to it over and over again, you know, I always suggest with any of my stuff, you know, particularly men going through our mentorship programs and what have you, you know, always have a pad and pen with you so that you can write stuff down. Press stop, write it down and start again, you know. So the biggest thing, I suppose, in moving forward in 2024, if that is the measuring stick that you are going, you know, you might go year to year. Other people go financial year to financial year. Other people, it's 30 days, 60 day, 90 day goals, etc. But you know, as I said, I'm not one for these New Year's resolutions, because I'm on mission. The time of the year does not matter, and I believe, you know, particularly when a lot of successful people, that's what they do. They're not I've got to get it done by this point or that point. They're doing what they do on a daily basis, you know. So I hope I'm making sense now. So and you know, you may have got along the end of this year, the year before, last year, whatever, think, man, I missed the target again. And your targets could be, and this might be something as you're going through this today, listening, it could be, what is your measuring stick? Because some people, the measuring stick is earn more money. And hey, listen, I'm all for that. That's great. The more, you know, or it's to buy a house or another house, or upgrade your car, or double your business, employ more people, you know, more influence, etc. And I'm all for that. I'm not saying that we shouldn't do those things, because I believe that every man's responsibility to actually do those things. But what I'm saying is, your measuring stick, your target you're going for, has got to be bigger than that. Because, you know, with my life, you know, there's been ups and downs the whole way. You know, I've had multiple businesses, I've done multiple things in sport. You know, I've got a large family, I've got different business. You know, life is just not in a straight line. But if I was to even because this world, I think a lot of men have made the mistake, they look at their bank account to tell them whether they're successful or not. which is a really bad way, because sometimes those things are out of your control. So, but I'm saying not do that. But I think when it comes to building wealth, I'm not going to be talking about that today, but I thought, because some people have fallen into that trap, thinking the more money they accumulate, the more successful they are. And that is just one thing opposed to 100 other things, But I think when it comes to that, building wealth, what I understand anyway, is 90% behaviour. So it's your behaviour. So, and particularly these days, the way that we can automate things. We can just automate, I'm going to put this much in this account, I'm going to put this much is going to go, that percentage is going to that. You just automate it. That's all I think it is. So it's more about a decision, and the behaviour will take place. So, but when it comes down to, that bullseye that you had was maybe to build wealth or to buy a house, etc. As I said, there's nothing wrong with that. But, maybe it's actually a cousin of what you really want. Because a lot of those things, I don't know if you've ever bought a new car. I remember the first new car I brought, I remember thinking, this is amazing. You feel amazing. And then the first time it gets rained on, and it gets dirty, it's second hand. So that feeling's gone, but a lot of the times we're purchasing, or we have the measuring stick that we actually are going for is a cousin of what we want. We actually want the feeling it gives us. Or sometimes it's like what it does for other people, So I hope I'm making sense. But, and I suppose, this time of, particularly when it comes to holiday time or Christmas time, when you have some downtime, sometimes as men, we can be so busy and all of a sudden we've got time to think, and our head starts going nuts. Give me a thumbs up or leave me a comment or do something to let me know if that's you, because, hey, I think it's been all of us at different times, particularly if we're very driven like I am. I want to do great things. I want certain successful things to happen in my life. So, but I think when it comes to this time, when we have a time of downtime, for me, it's always good to, I guess, man, I'm a pad and pen guy, as I said, I think every bloke should be, is just to write down, what do I really, really want? What do I really want? So, because sometimes what can happen, I see a lot of, I've seen quite a few men over the years doing this, helping others and contributing, giving value to other men's lives. A lot of this time it can be very bloody painful. It can be like, whoa, what have I worked my backside off for? What's all this been about? So you pull up and you go, whoa, hang on a minute. So then all of a sudden you start thinking, I can't do another year the way I've done the last 12 months or the last 5 years. So if that's you, keep listening. All right, we're going to give some tasks. So, because a lot of us are working all hard to come home to a house that they're paying for, and they probably can't even really afford it, and they're in a business or a job they don't really like. It's not motivating, it's not fulfilling them, but they're kind of locked in. They've got their handcuffs on. So. But all the men I've helped, the thousands of men over the years, it always comes back to, and you say to it, what do you really, really want? And men will say, well, I want to be happy. I mean, if that's you, of course you do. I've never met a man who says, I'm okay being miserable. I'm okay, just operating at average, or I'm okay dreading Monday morning. No. Every man longs to be happy. That's a part of our makeup. We that's what keeps us going for that. Hey, it's gonna be. I can make it. So, and then when it comes to success, every man wants to be successful. But what happens is we get beaten down so many times, and we don't have the right people around us. We don't. Being a fighter for a long time ago now, I learned very early, a cornerman can see what I can't. So it's very important to be in the right environment. So, and I mean, when it comes to happiness, you know, and this is one thing I love to talk about. As I said, everyone wants to be happy. So, but most men don't know what actually makes them happy. And that's where men have fallen into the trap of chasing more money, or chasing a new car, or chasing a whatever, you know, then I'll be happy. It's the illusion. So I'll tell you real quick, all right, before I get into this other stuff. You only need two things to be happy. The first thing you need is to know your purpose in life, okay? And the second thing you need to be happy is that every day you take a step towards it. They are the happiest people in the world. And I'm not saying it because me, there's much smarter people than me that have done all the research, and they're the two consistent things that makes people happy. So, when it comes to 2024, and this is what I want you guys to maybe take some time if you've got the time, you know, and it could be 20 minutes. It could be 20 minutes a day. It could be an hour. It could be laying on the beach. It could be wherever, okay? Slow down, get rid of any devices, take your time and start to write with, what do I really want? Not what your wife wants, not what you think your customers want, not what do you want? What is it that you want? And if you can't answer that, because I've met many men who can't actually answer that straight away, there's a process, you know. Maybe you just write down the first thing that comes to your mind. The point is, with this exercise, this is one of the tasks, the point is to take action. Most men try and think their way into being happy. No, it's an action. It's an action. So start writing down, because I guarantee as you start doing this on a daily basis, or even more often, day and night, you'll start to see things in yourself. You will start to see things maybe in your future. You'll start to see how maybe you've been aiming for the wrong thing. You know, it may be a cousin. So, you know, one of the things that I've done over the years, and particularly really since 2019, I stepped it up a notch. And each year it's got better and better and better. And I mean, I've spoken about this a bit, but, you know, what I do is, particularly when I'm at home, I'm not at home now, I'm over in the Mediterranean, in Malta. It's amazing. I'm loving it. But I'm here because of, this is the exercise I'm going to encourage you to do. You know, at home I've got these 6 whiteboards, and I just write down. I'm always writing down, a very visual person. So I write down what will make next year the best year of my life. What will make the next 90 days the best 90 days of my life, you know? And without any limitations, without any I suppose, what's the word? Being talked out of, because most men are talked out of their dream, without listening to other people's opinion. You know, what do you really, really want? And just start to get it out. Just start to get it on paper, on a whiteboard, on something, just to get it out. And if you do that consistently, you'll start to see a pattern, and you'll start to see how maybe you've allowed other people to talk you out. Maybe you'll see how you've been just a little bit off track for the last 12 months, for the last 3 years. And of course now you're way off track. So or maybe you've got all those things that you want, you go, man, why aren't I happy? And it could just be on the surface. So let's get in and go a bit deeper. You know, I'm a prayer, okay? And, you know, one thing that I've been doing, well, I do all the time, but particularly even the last little while, I've been getting out just on my own, and, you know, in a different city, and I'm just get out early morning or late hour or whenever and just pray, okay? And this is a picture that's come up a few times in my mind. It's the way it works for me. And just from having that alone time and trying to think bigger, and I've been thinking about two of my sons were playing chess, I think a couple of weeks ago. And I'm watching them, right? And I've had this thought, this picture of them playing chess come to me. And I thought, as I'm praying and I'm visualising the future, I'm trying to think, endeavouring to think bigger and bigger, I thought to myself, I'm just 1 or 2 moves away. And I started to think about other men. I wonder how many men are just 1 or 2 moves away on that board to take to take their dream into reality, to actually fulfill on the purpose that actually is in them, you know. And it's funny, I'm thinking about that in my own life. I'm thinking about that in other men that are going through our mentorship. I'm thinking, I reckon, and then this is what happened. I'm talking to you in real time here, okay? We've been looking at some real estate, you know, to stay here long term in Malta. And what was interesting is somebody's approached me, right? And they're basically offering me what I've been writing about. What will make next year the best year of my life? I can get word for word. They've actually offered me what I was writing down a year ago, 18 months ago. And I was like, whoa, gentlemen, I'm telling you, you may not know exactly how to do, you know, what all you can do, but I'm telling you, this is the place to start. Because if I can do it, if it can happen for me, it can happen for you. I'm telling you, this recipe works, okay? But of course, if you don't want it to, that's fine. I'm having some fun with you, you know? So gentlemen, dreams come true. Dreams come true. And it comes down to, I suppose, making some agreements with yourself. And that, you've heard me speak before. I'm always about creating personal oaths, making dreams come true for our family. That's what I'm about. That's one of the things that motivates me. So when I'm looking at next year, I'm looking at the next 90 days, a dream's coming true, things that I'm hoping for. And this is the thing, okay? Most men that I come across when I first start to meet them anyway, they actually don't even know what their dream is. Because this is what happens. Men have been working so hard. They've been off track for just not a lot, just a couple of degrees, off track for so long, they've actually don't even know what their dream is. So gentlemen, if you don't go after your dream, nobody's going to do it for you. That's the bottom line, okay? So, you know, in coming to the close here, right? You know, I believe there's a couple men here that I'm speaking to today. And this, when it comes to the task, okay? This is the task I'm going to give to the first bloke. You take that time, that 20 minutes a day. It could take 3 days, it may take 3 weeks, it doesn't matter, unless you just go until you get it. Write down, what do you really want? What do you really want? Maybe then you talk with a good mate of what's coming out of you. Maybe you want married men, talk with your wife, or maybe a future wife, a fiance. Write down, what are you on the same page? Is she supporting you? Is your mate supporting you, you know? It's got to be that non-judgmental kind of scenario. So see what happens. See what happens. So then the second bloke, okay, that you know you need help. You know what you've been doing the last 12 months, 3 years, 5 years is not working. You know you need help. So there's a link here. Book in a call, either with me or one of my team, okay? And I hope I get you. I do as many of these as I can. It's my purpose. I love it. I mean, fill out the questions. It's for the mentorship. This is if you're serious and you want to change your future, click the link and have a call with me. Guarantee you'll actually get I'll ask you some questions probably you've never been asked before, okay? And then of course about taking action on your purpose, taking action. Or it could be the third bloke. You could be the third bloke. You recognise, you go to the people and they're not supporting you. You know, that first one, maybe you sit down with the people there, and because this is what happens to a lot of men. They go to tell their dream and it's to the wrong person. But I don't want to say the wrong person, it could be a family member, they're the right people, but they remember you. They remind you of all the mistakes you made. They remind you of the things that you said you were going to do and you didn't do. Well, I tell you what, when you go through our mentorship, we're always just looking at you as your future. You're growing into that man to follow through on the dreams that's in you. So hey, listen, I can't wait to speak with you. I hope one day I get to speak with you in person. So, hey, leave me a great comment. Get on in our group, etc. But really, if I'm talking to you and you go, man, I want to get this happen. I want to make this year the best year. I want to make this next season the best season of my life. Click the link and let's have a chat and we'll go from there. See if it's going to work for you. Hey, thanks for listening. Over and out.